Welcome to the SA Podcast. Sit back and enjoy our deep dive into cybersecurity topics and trends.
So, if your life is pretty much on your smartphone now, payments, identity, maybe even health stuff, then, well, your entire financial life is basically running right there in your pocket. And the speed the world's adopted digital finance, it's been revolutionary, yeah, but it's also created this massive target for cyber criminals, a really concentrated one.
Yeah, it's a huge issue of asymmetric risk, really.
Yeah.
We've been digging into some sources today looking at just how fast the threat landscape for financial apps is escalating. And this isn't just, generic cybersecurity talk.
Right.
We're looking at a very specific high-stakes situation, a region where digital transformation is just moving incredibly fast.
Speed.
Exactly. And where security has become, fundamental to economic stability.
And the specific place we're using as a kind of touchstone is banking in Cambodia. The numbers are pretty staggering, especially the demographics.
Oh, absolutely.
Over 75% of the population is under 35, and smartphone use is over 90%. They basically skipped a whole generation of traditional banking systems.
That's right. They leapfrogged.
Yeah.
So for a market like that, mobile banking isn't just some nice add-on. It is the financial backbone, full stop.
Yeah.
And this rapid digitization, it's great for financial inclusion, obviously, but it also creates this vacuum that sophisticated criminals are very quick to try and fill. So for the banks operating there, our sources are saying, look, robust mobile app security isn't just an IT expense. It's like core business strategy. It's survival.
The stakes are incredibly high, aren't they? We're not just talking about someone stealing your password. A big breach could, completely wipe out customer trust, cost millions in lost money you just can't get back. Instability isn't some far-off risk. It could happen tomorrow.
Exactly. So in response to this almost existential threat, the material we looked at focuses on what they call a cybersecurity fortress approach. And specifically, it details how Zimperium's two main pillars, Z-Defend and Z-Shield, are being deployed together. So our goal here is to figure out how this dual approach, active monitoring plus structural hardening, lets banks operate in this really hostile digital world.
Okay, let's unpack that fortress then, starting with the foundation. Z-Defend. Now, when I think security, I usually picture firewalls, blocking stuff from the outside.
Right.
But Z-Defend sounds different. It's about real-time threat detection and runtime protection. What does that actually mean? How is it different?
Yeah, that's the key difference. Traditional security is often about the perimeter, the fence around the property. Runtime protection means the security is actually running inside the app. It's constantly monitoring the app's behavior every millisecond while you're using it.
Okay.
Think of it like a smoke detector versus a fence. A fence tries to keep bad guys out, but a smoke detector catches a fire that starts inside the house. The app is the house here.
Ah, I see. Okay, that's a good way to put it. So it's about spotting malicious behavior the instant it tries to happen, even if the attack somehow got inside already.
Exactly. Even if it came from a source that seemed legitimate initially.
So what are the immediate threats Z-Defend is built to stop, like the day-to-day stuff?
Well, the first line covers the basics that enable a lot of attacks. It spots and blocks known malware, obviously crucial.
Right.
But maybe more importantly for mobile banking, it detects if the device itself is compromised. Jailbroken or rooted phones.
Ah, okay.
Because a compromised device just throws the operating system's own security out the window, making it low-hanging fruit for attackers.
And what about the communication itself? Intercepting the data going between my phone and the bank must be a huge target.
Oh, absolutely. So the system is designed to shut down man-in-the-middle attacks MITM immediately.
Right.
This is super important if you, say, accidentally connect to some dodgy public Wi-Fi at a coffee shop or airport.
Yeah, happens all the time.
The criminal tries to sneak in between your phone and the bank's server. But Z-Defend watches those connection certificates and flags any funny business, any interception attempt in real time.
Okay, now here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The sources talk a lot about AI-driven stuff, especially for stopping phishing. It's one thing to block a known bad website, but what about brand new phishing attacks or those perfect fake app clones? How does it handle those?
Yeah, this is where machine learning really shines. It's analyzing subtle behaviors, not just looking for known bad signatures.
Okay.
For phishing, it's watching for things like, is a bank login screen being duplicated outside the official app's secure environment? The AI can spot characteristics of a fake link or a clone that the human eye or a simple blacklist might miss.
How? Like what characteristics?
Things like subtle network behavior differences, maybe tiny anomalies in the user interface rendering. It spots the imposter based on how it acts, not just what it looks like on the surface.
That leads right into the toughest challenge, zero-day threats. If a vulnerability is brand new, nobody knows about it yet. How does ZDefend stop that? How does the AI know a pattern is bad if it's never seen that specific attack before?
Right, and that's the core value of using machine learning in security. It's not just looking for known threats, it's looking for deviation, abnormal behavior. It learns what the app's normal behavior looks like, its usual memory footprint, the network calls it, typically makes, its normal CPU load. Then, when some malicious code tries to exploit a brand new vulnerability, its behavior will almost certainly deviate from that norm.
Like what?
It might suddenly use way too much memory, or try to access protected parts of the phone's memory it shouldn't touch, or make an unusual network call to a strange server. The ML model spots these anomalies, flags them as suspicious, and blocks the action.
So it's protecting you before the vulnerability is even fully understood or exploited.
Exactly. It's proactive prediction, not just reactive blacklisting. That's the key.
That makes the whole defense system sound much more dynamic. Okay, so ZDefend handles the environment and the app's live actions, covers the operational side. But what if attackers try to pull the app apart offline, try to figure out how it works to plan an attack? That's where the app's own structure needs to be solid, right?
Precisely. So we move from the active monitor, ZDefend, to the structural shield, which is Z-Shield. This is all about app hardening and anti-tampering, basically making the app itself a tough nut to crack.
Right.
Because if a hacker can easily read your code, well, they've got the blueprints to build an exploit, no matter how good your runtime protection is.
So how do you stop smart criminals from just reverse engineering the app's code, pulling it apart?
The main technique here is code obfuscation. Simplest way to explain it. Think of the app's code as its instruction manual.
Okay.
Obfuscation turns that manual into, like, a complex cipher. Scrambles the code, the logic flow, makes it incredibly confusing and difficult to understand what does what.
So it makes it super time-consuming and expensive to figure out.
Exactly. The goal is to raise the cost and effort of reverse engineering so high that it's just not worth it for the attackers. Make it economically unviable.
Makes sense. It's not necessarily impossible, just incredibly inefficient. So they move on to easier targets.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, and what if someone does manage to download the app package and tries to mess with it, inject their own malicious code into it before installing it?
That's where the anti-tampering mechanisms come in. Z-Shield has sophisticated tamper detection built right in.
How does that work?
If the app detects that its own code, its core structure, has been altered in any way, even slightly useless, it basically triggers a self-destruct sequence. The app just shuts down. Instantly.
Yeah.
It won't run. It makes that tampered version completely useless, ensuring no unauthorized version can ever connect back to the bank's servers.
That's a pretty strong deterrent. Okay, and lastly, when the app is running normally, there's all that data moving back and forth. API calls, right? Those must be vulnerable points too.
Oh, critical endpoints. Absolutely. So Z-Shield also provides secure API shielding. Essentially, it encrypts every single API call between the app on your phone and the bank's back-end systems. This stops data leaks while it's in transit. It closes off that major pathway for data theft. Even if someone could somehow intercept the traffic, the data itself would just be scrambled.
Okay, this level of combined tech sounds really sophisticated, but it must be a challenge for the banks themselves to implement, right? Let's shift to the business side of things, because in these fast digitizing markets like Cambodia, getting things done quickly and meeting regulations is crucial. Why are banks there choosing this specific dual solution?
Yeah, that's a great question. And the answer seems to be mostly about operational efficiency, how seamless the integration is.
Okay.
Apparently, these solutions, ZDefend and Z-Shield, can be integrated into an existing banking app in a matter of days, not months.
Days.
Days. And crucially, without needing the bank to make any changes to their existing application code.
Wow, okay. That's huge.
It is. In a fast-growing market, avoiding downtime, getting a secure product out faster, that's a massive competitive edge.
So the security isn't just protection, it's actually letting the business move faster. I mean, integrating complex security usually takes, half a year minimum, cutting that to days.
It fundamentally changes the economics of managing risk. Plus, they're also getting proactive threat intelligence. This isn't just based on local threats.
Right.
Zimperium runs a global network. So the defenses in Cambodia get updated instantly with info about new global risks, new ransomware strains, spyware, whatever, often neutralizing them before they even hit that specific region. It's like a shared instant defense system.
Okay, let's talk about the big headache. Regulations. Compliance. For any bank, that's a massive drain on resources, right? How does a solution like this help with the audit burden?
Oh, the burden is huge. In Cambodia, they have to comply with the National Bank of Cambodia's Technology Risk Management Guidelines, TRM mandatory. But this dual solution is built to automatically adhere to global standards too, like PCI DSS for card payments, GDPR for privacy.
Oh, okay.
So when the security solution itself handles a lot of those compliance tick boxes inherently, it massively streamlines the whole audit process for the bank. Instead of juggling 6 different systems and spending months validating everything, you've got this unified, pre-validated fortress, essentially.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. The savings on compliance effort alone could be significant, but, ultimately security has to connect back to the customer, right? And just keeping the business running smoothly.
Absolutely. Preventing costly downtime, especially during peak times like payday or holidays, is critical. You can't have your app crashing when everyone needs it.
For sure.
You lose transaction value, but maybe more importantly, the source material pointed out that a majority of users actually say they'd consider switching banks immediately after a security incident.
Wow, a majority.
Yeah. So security isn't just about preventing loss. It's arguably the primary driver of customer confidence. Retention. You protect your users, you protect your reputation, and ultimately your market share.
So wrapping this up then, what does this whole shift towards aggressive, proactive security really mean? For the financial world, and maybe just for us as mobile banking users, we've definitely seen this move away from just cleaning up messes after a breach towards building this really layered, proactive fortress where the code's integrity and the live environment are both guarded constantly.
Yeah, I think the key takeaway is just how necessary this combined approach is becoming. You need that runtime monitoring the Z-Defend part for the live threats.
Right.
But you absolutely have to pair it with the structural hardening the Z-Shield part to stop the more sophisticated planned attacks. This integrated strategy, it's fast becoming the minimum standard for any bank that wants to, survive and grow in this digital age.
Security isn't just infrastructure anymore. It's becoming part of the core product, maybe even the main driver of customer loyalty.
Exactly.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
This deep dive is brought to you by SA Solutions for Asia, empowering you and fortifying your cybersecurity knowledge. Thanks for joining us on the SA podcast. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, and share, or leave us a comment, and get in touch with us for all your cybersecurity needs. SA Solutions for Asia, empowering you and fortifying your cybersecurity knowledge.